This is KHE Gardy. I have a guest that is zooming in. I'm going to let her introduce herself. We're going to find out everything that she has going on. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, thanks for having me.
All right. If someone hasn't had the chance to meet you, what's your name and what gym do you train out of?
My name is Taylor Glick. I'm currently in Fort Collins, Colorado at a gym called McMahon Training Center.
All right. And how do you like Colorado?
I love it. Yeah, it's great. At first the elevation was a bit rough, but I feel like my cardio has definitely advanced.
Yeah, that gives you an advantage.
I guess we'll see.
And you have a super fight is coming up pretty quick. It's a couple weeks away. That's March 19th at the Booker T World Gym Arena for Submissions on the Shore. What do you know about the event? Are you excited for it?
Yeah, I'm super excited for the event. It's my first super fight. So it'll be like something new, which obviously will give me a little bit more nerves, which I'm not used to. So it'll be great. I really don't know too much about the event. It'll be my first like subs on the shore event too.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. Have you reviewed any of the ADCC rule set? Because it's a little bit different from what I understand.
I haven't yet, so I will be doing that for sure.
Yeah. In this year, West Coast Trials is taking place, I think, next month in April. And there's a lot of people that are gearing up for it. There's
Yeah.
some of the major things is like for half of the match, there's no points. So more people are just going for submissions and not really scared of, are they going to get, take my back
hmm
and score this way? So it's just more exciting. What's your style of jujitsu in a match, a tournament, or even practicing?
So I'm always going for the sub. So I guess it just won't be new for me. Like whether or not it's for points, it's kind of a weakness of mine, I guess. But my matches are always exciting. So there's that. And that's what I'm going for. So there will be a sub for sure, whether it's me or her. We'll find out.
All right. Okay. And how did you get introduced to combat sports and jiu-jitsu?
Um, my first combat sport was boxing. I found it just, I wanted to train MMA, mixed martial arts. So I had two MMA fights under Power MMA in Arizona. So that was like with Aaron Simpson, Ryan Bader. That was their gym, and they kind of took me under their wing. So I would say jujitsu wise, I have really strong wrestling, so that really helps my game. I like to be on top. Um, but also, with wrestling, there are weaknesses in jujitsu. So, I get guillotined sometimes, but I'm working on it.
Hmm. I saw that you had fought two times and you have two victories, but they were a couple
Yeah.
years ago. Are you looking to return back to MMA? Are you anything in the works?
Um, I always think about it. I love it. I love striking. Um, I thought I was gonna love jujitsu more, but somehow I ended up loving my stand up. But I had really bad neck pain from just getting hit all the time. So the past couple of years, I've been really just rehabilitating my neck, and jujitsu helps a lot with that. Just keeping it nice and flowing and keeping it loose, but not getting hit in the face quite as much. There's the occasional knee, but
Hmm.
it's not bad.
Growing up, before you got into boxing and striking, did you do any other traditional sports or do anything else that kind of laid that foundation for it?
Yeah, so I grew up in a very sports athletic family. My grandfather played professional football, and my dad played professional baseball, and just for a really short while until he got hurt. So it's just always been in my blood. I played soccer, I ran track, and I played volleyball growing up.
Do you have any other siblings?
I have a brother,
Did he play
a younger
anything?
brother. Yeah, he's great literally at any sport. It's frustrating.
Cool. How was it growing up? I guess with that foundation, or it was like an athletic family. Having your grandfather playing in professional football, that's a big deal.
Yeah, I think it just always like motivated me to follow in my athletic genes. Like I just felt like it was something I was born into. And once I was done with high school, I was just in the gym every day. I just loved going to the gym, getting a workout in. But then I felt like my athleticism wasn't being used. And that's when I really wanted to find something I would be good at. And I saw, of course, Ronda Rousey just kicking everyone's ass. And I was like, I could do that. So I tried it.
Yeah. I mean, have you always been that kind of person? You see something and be like, "Hey, I think I'm going to try that," and then just go for it?
Yeah, I definitely like to try things at least once, we only live once. So
Yeah, and for like super fights, is this something you think you're going to continue to try and do throughout your career?
yeah, it's definitely something I've always wanted to do. Just with the past couple of years, the world's been in such a crazy space. This year, I just feel like I'm making up for a lot of lost tournaments. Just pretty much just putting myself out there, trying to do as much as I can.
What do you think about promotions and specifically submissions on the shore that features all female cards?
Oh, it's so sweet. Yeah, I love it. It's just like I feel like I've never been on an all female event, but I feel like it will just be a different vibration and almost like a sisterhood afterwards. It'll
Yeah.
be cool.
Yeah, and there's people coming from all over. So right now you're in Colorado. There's local Houston people and East Coast, West
Yeah.
Coast. There's going to be a lot of different stories. I mean, and that's kind of what martial arts is like a family, even down to a gym. But at the end of the day, I mean,
Hmm.
would you agree with that? Everybody's kind of there for the same
For
reason.
sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. Like I said, I come from Arizona, and there's this I was at Kiko France BJJ, and I trained with him at Power, and he became my coach. So it was really cool. But there's also another gym, Arizona Combat Sports. There's three girls actually going to be competing in subs on the shore, and I'm like really good friends with them. So it'll be cool to see them there as well.
So I saw on your Instagram there was a like a photo shoot, like a themed one, and I'm guessing that was your boyfriend or it may have been your fiance. But there was a ring. But I read it.
Yeah.
Did you recently get engaged or what's going on?
Yeah, we did. We got engaged in November.
Awesome. And whose idea was it for the photo shoot? It was pretty cool.
It was mine. Dragged him in.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Does he like doing that kind of stuff? Like the photo shoots?
Um, yes and no. He'll say no, but like deep down, yeah.
Yeah, it helps whenever he's like really in shape and it's like, okay, you're gonna dress like a cowboy, not take
Right.
you take a shirt off and then just like look tough. So it was
He's
pretty
like, I'm
cool.
not. I'm just not gonna eat carbs for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, he actually was in the UFC,
mhm.
so he's helped me a lot with especially my wrestling. So
Very cool. Yeah. So
yeah.
yeah, your fiance, you and him. I'm guessing is there a lot of training or what's that dynamic like? Do y'all get along in the training room as well?
Yeah, that's actually where we met. So we respect each other, at the gym, and at home we're like two different people.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool. You know, whenever I saw that photo shoot, I'm married and have been for like it's gonna be 8 years, and I was thinking I've never been like, hey, I want to go take some pictures and do this. I remember whenever we were taking like engagement photos, and I was like, do we have to? Can we just get married and not tell anybody? They'll find out. They'll find out. But
Yeah.
that's awesome to have those memories. It is nice to look back on.
I'm actually with you on that. I do want to have like a secluded wedding, so I feel you.
Yeah. Is there a date for it?
No, no, not yet. We're both focusing on training this year, and we're actually saving up money because we want to be off grid and get some land.
Awesome. I think that's
Yeah.
a great idea.
Hopefully, one day I can hold like all female jujitsu. Um, what's the word?
Just like a camp or a seminar or like a getaway?
Yeah, seminars. Yes, seminars.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
And what is it that drew y'all to Colorado? Is it the weather or the food, the people?
Um, it was actually just by accident. I have family here, but we went to buy some land and it actually fell through, so we were just kind of homeless. And we had to take our RV somewhere. My
Mhm.
grandpa had land, so that's why we're saving money.
Awesome. It is really nice
Yeah.
out there. I've only been one time, but I hope to. And like I have friends, that train or don't, but they go out there and it looks like they have a great time. Is there a bunch of gyms, that you're able to stop into as well? Like if for someone like me who's coming out there to hang out.
Yeah, for sure. There's actually a Gracie Barra near me, and I did consider going there, but my dad actually knew someone at McMahon, and I really liked it as soon as I got there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Besides those two, there is one MMA gym near me, but other than that, the rest is kind of in Denver.
Okay. Long terms in your career, what are the goals that you have, whether that's getting back into MMA or just focusing on jiu-jitsu or anything else?
For me, I just see myself focusing on jujitsu.
And then
Yeah,
just,
I just love it. So,
yeah, competing as much as you can or just like ranking up, or what are you thinking?
I really love to compete. If I'm training hardcore, like my mindset is, why would I not compete? So that's just me though. I it will be weird when I stop competing, I guess.
Yeah. In tournaments, because there's some people who say like, and I guess you hadn't, this will be your first super fight, but there's some people who say like, hey, I like super fights or I prefer tournaments. Going into this, do you think there's one that you're going to prefer over the other?
Yeah, I definitely know I'll love super fights more. It's similar to MMA. I mean, like I won't be as nervous. That's kind of one of the reasons I stopped MMA too, was just like it was too nerve-wracking for me, and I just wanted to have fun.
Yeah.
And I think jujitsu allows that for me. Like I can still be nervous, but at the end of the day, I'm just having fun. So
Yeah. Growing up, I like asking this question. Growing up, what is it that was your dream? Or did you want to be a professional athlete in some way, or what was it?
yeah, I guess being a professional athlete was definitely in the back of my mind. I never really thought I was going to be a professional soccer player, but like I never thought it would be in like some type of mixed martial arts though.
Yeah.
It just wasn't like we didn't really have female wrestlers even in high school yet. So it just wasn't a thing. But I think that the one really big thing that I wanted to be as a kid was an archaeologist.
What is it about that drew you to that?
I have no idea. Just finding dinosaurs. I just love the dinosaurs, I guess.
Yeah.
Finding ancient things,
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Jurassic Park.
Love it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those kind of things. Okay. Whenever you decided to pursue mixed martial arts and boxing and striking, were people in your family surprised or even friends?
Not really, because that's just like typical Taylor. But at the same time, my parents and grandparents were surprised. Yeah.
Yeah,
Didn't want me to do it, but
yeah, and but do they support you even like now?
oh yeah, yeah. My grandma actually came to my fights too, and she was like, and now she just loves watching. So
Yeah, awesome. Okay, so if you're just now joining us, I'm talking to Taylor Glick. She's going to be in Texas City competing at the Booker T World Gym Arena for Submissions on the Shore. It's going to be a super fight. It's going to be exciting. There's a ton of talent on the card, and I'm excited for it. It's coming up quick, so you can watch that on Fight TV or you can attend in person. Taylor, is there anything else that you would like to share today?
well, I already shouted out my gyms. Other than that, I would like to shout out I have one sponsor. I've had them for a really long time. They're called Einheier Wear, and it's a Viking company. They have a bunch of sweet clothing, pretty much just decked out in their stuff all the time just because I
Cool.
love it.
Yeah.
And they have really cool no-gi gear too.
How important is it to have sponsors and that support from businesses?
It's so important. Like, especially if you just don't want to spend a bunch of money on, well, whether it's gear, travel, whatever it may be. But I do think it's important.
Is that a goal for you? I guess like to be able to grapple and train, full time and just build sponsors and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. That's one of my goals. I also really want to be an author. So if I could do both, that would be sweet.
What kind of books?
I love a couple of different genres, but my main one is like fantasy. I love fantasy.
Okay. Are you a big reader as well?
Yes.
Is it for fantasy or what kind of authors?
Well, I love Sarah J. Maas. She has a bunch of good series out, and her books are like 700 pages long, so you'll be busy for a while. And obviously, I love George R. R. Martin and Tolkien and J.K. Rowling. All the classic ones.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting, meeting people and seeing what kind of things they're into. Cause there's people that are readers and then there's people that are not. And then,
Yeah. Oh, it's for sure.
have you always been into that?
Oh yeah, I've always been a reader, writer for sure, definitely. That's one thing that another thing as a kid, I always kind of thought I would grow into. I just lack like my mind is there. I'm getting all the creative ideas, but I lack the just motivation to sit down and actually physically write it out, you know?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm working on.
I think with anything it's just knowing where to start because it's like, okay, I have this idea, how do I get it
Yeah,
on? How do I get it down and what's the process, right?
definitely. I think one day I would like to write like a female empowerment book of just being an athlete,
Mhm.
especially in martial arts.
Yeah, I was going to say would jiu-jitsu or, MMA be in there?
Oh, that would be the focus for sure. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Taylor. Thank you so much for hanging out today. I appreciate you.
Yeah, it was so nice talking to you. Thank you.